This is our ambulance. We've spent the past 6 weeks gutting it, installing floors, ordering materials online, researching, installing solar panels, and ultimately turning this thing into a custom DIY camper. On our to-do list this week is to continue working on our electrical system, further insulating it, and starting to put up our cedar walls and ceiling.
It is like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We've been to town twice already. And it may look like we're going on a very big adventure by the way that I'm dressed, and we're not. We are walking about 30 feet to the creek, and we're gonna get nice and cooled and wet and have a little picnic before we start our ambulance build today, because if you follow this vlog, you would know that I complain about the heat every 40 seconds. So we're gonna avoid that today and go get some water right away at the beginning.
I screwed up and I didn't check to see if the self-tapping screws that we had in the ambulance were long enough, and they are not. So Rachel is gonna run into town and grab some self-tapping screws for us, and I am going to cook dinner. Bye, Rachel.
Okay, so as you can see, I got back to a beautiful dinner, which was very delicious. It's also very dark out now. So after I went to town, well, I went to the Home Depot first. We don't normally go to the Home Depot, but we thought that that might be the easiest choice and that they would definitely have, I don't know what's happening to the focus here. We thought that they would definitely have what we needed, but they actually didn't. And then by the time I went to go to the other stores, they were all shut. Remember when I said that it's best to work at night? Now I'm starting to question when it's best to work. When we are working during the day, everything is open, so if we need anything we can just run to town and get it. But yeah, at night it sucks because if we need some extra things, then we need to go to town, and a lot of things are closed. So here we are again in the same circumstance. You think that we're gonna learn pretty soon what the best way to work on this ambulance is, but tonight we are just going to sit back, watch the hockey game, and try again tomorrow. So as you can see, the ambulance already comes insulated. This is insulation in here, but there's just like a couple little cracks and stuff that aren't completely insulated. So we're gonna go through and add some insulation that we bought in these little cracks and holes here so we can make sure it's spick and span. Okay, we just got going, but now I have to do a favor for a family member, so I'm gonna be right back. Nick, I'm gonna leave here with the camera, you guys, and we'll see you soon.
So Rachel is still out. She was just helping drop my mom off because she had to go pick up her RV. So Rachel's just actually stopping at Rona for me. She's gonna grab me a little bit more insulation so that we can just cover up in all the rest of the cracks, but I'll show you what I've done so far for the walls. It's a slower process because I'm not the greatest at it, but I think it looks really good.
Cool! That looks awesome!
Yeah.
I got insulation.
Thanks, honey. Did they laugh at you when you grabbed all those?
She's like, what are you using all this insulation for? I'm like, oh, we're just building a camper van out of an ambulance. She was like, oh.
Thanks, honey.
Woo woo! The drill battery died just as soon as it started dumping rain. really rainy outside and we're getting really hungry, so we're kind of taking it as a sign. And I'm just making sure that there's no, our boots didn't make the floor all dirty before we even moved in here. But hey, look, we have most of the wall. All of this is insulated now, except for probably just the only part that you guys can see, which is like back there. But yeah, feeling pretty pumped and very hungry, so we're gonna go get that sorted out for our adult baby selves. Good morning. I am so spoiled this morning. Nick woke up before me, and while I was doing all my morning stuff, he went down and made me like the best breakfast ever. And then he's like, okay, I gotta go. I'm gonna go work on the ambulance, and he's outside already. So I feel very, very spoiled this morning, and I'm just taking in this moment to be spoiled because I feel like it. So gonna go downstairs and see that wall in the light now. It's not raining today, we got blue skies. So let's go get to work. Does it fit?
Not quite.
We have these two, what would you call these, honey? Vents?
They were originally vents, yeah.
That we're trying to cover. So Nick had the idea to cut a little metal circle and put it in. Again, repurposing. I can't speak today. Repurposing the roof that we used, that we cut out to put the vent in.
Our vent.
Yeah, to put our vent in the room. I can't talk. This is just literally gibberish.
That's alright.
But it's not working.
Oh, I just didn't cut it. Like they're not gonna fit properly. They're like, I'm cutting it with a jigsaw. So, like, that's not a circle. It's not gonna fit properly into there, but we do have like some silicone. So I'm just gonna silicone it around here, and then we'll just stick some insulation in there. It's just so like these have covers, but just for whatever reason, if something was to spray up in there, I don't want it to just be like a wooden block or just insulation. So we're gonna use these and silicone.
DIY. Fuck this bee in here. So this is done till here, and then we just have to wait for the silicone to dry in here so that we can insulate around here. So that means we're starting on the other side.
Yes.
Let's do 22.5 inches. To 21.
Is that okay? Can we do less, or does it have to be 21?
It's gotta be 21.
Should do it. Ah. Hip hop is this.
It's good.
I said hip hop is this.
1, 2. Ah, ah.
Alright. Sweet.
So that's where we're actually gonna end it today for the vlog. Basically the timing is like kind of weird right now because the silicone is not completely dry in those little holes, vents. I can't speak every time I start talking about that one part. So the silicone's not dry there yet. We don't want to put the walls up when it's still wet, and we can't really insulate it properly. And the hockey game's gonna be on in about like pretty soon, and we still gotta eat. Whoop whoop. So that's where we're closing it, but I'm still super pumped on where we ended up, and then by next week on Saturday we should have the walls and ceiling done, stained, complete, beautiful. We have a friend coming up on next week as well that's going to help with the electrical because right now we're only operating off of shoreline power, so we have to get that figured out. But we're leaving all the wires exposed and just trying to get this done. So how you feeling, babe?
My back hurts.
Okay, well, that's it then. See you next week.